Good evening and salutations, my Days of Elias fans. So, this episode is interesting. Now, at this point, I think everyone knows that one of my favorite characters besides Steve is EJ. And, the guy really dropped the ball today. The sad thing is that there were people that was telling Nicole, you shouldn't get involved with EJ. You've been through the ringer with him once. Why do it again? And granted, the reason why she got together with him was also to forget about Rafe. So she's there, Sammy's there, and after EJ tells both of them, yo, I didn't do it, but Lucas did. Nicole's like, yeah, no, no, I'm sorry I even actually threw out that idea. And then the sad thing is that Nicole was still under the impression that she's still together with EJ. So she's standing there and she's all like, "Oh well, Sammy, you should go. You had your chance with him and you blew it. This, that, and the third, and yada yada yada." Just on this high horse, and Sammy was like, "Oh, you didn't tell her, did you?" The whole time, this guy is quiet. He is not saying a word, and Nicole just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And finally, she turns around and she's like, "It's true, isn't it?" So you literally just embarrassed this woman in front of one of her arch nemesis for a good 2 minutes. You didn't even actually have the balls to sit there and tell her, oh, by the way, me and Sammy, we got back together. You couldn't even do that. So now she's just like, yeah, I'm done with you. And then, she tries to rub it in Sammy's face. Oh, well, I didn't really want to be with him. I was only with him to get back at you. And I'm just like, you know, both of y'all are just as bad when it comes to each other. Both of y'all are just as bad. How long has this whole Nicole and Sammy thing been going on? Because one of my amazing subscribers named Shakira sent me a video. Well, sent me a link towards YouTube of them going at it in 2010. And I'm like, God, that's practically about to be 12 years. And that's just 2010. I don't know how long their rivalry has been going back, by. So if anyone knows, please, let me know. Um, Anyway, she leaves. She's, you know what, I'm done. EJ's like, oh, but wait, you can what? You can explain? Some of these men on this show, some of these men on this show, it's not they're trying to explain to a woman after the fact. Sonny. And that's GH Sonny, by the way. So I don't know what kind of game that Ava's playing, but she goes over to see Rafe, and she's all like, "Oh, we should sit there and invite people. We should invite Nicole. Y'all are good now." Just to, I don't know. I have no idea what it is that she's trying to do, but she's like, "Oh, you should sit there and invite Nicole, unless you have a problem with that. You don't have a problem with that, right? I mean, she's my friend and she's your friend. I mean, one night wouldn't really, wouldn't really do anything. What? I'm just gonna go over to Basic Black right now and find her, and this should be great." So she goes to Basic Black, and she overhears a conversation between Brady and Chloe of Rafe and Nicole having sex on a conference table. When I saw that scene, I was like, "Oof, oof, Rafe." First of all, you better watch out, and second of all, you better protect your sister at this point because when she's done with you, she's gonna go after your sister. And if she doesn't go after your sister first, maybe I should just both like go away somewhere because she was tight. She she was so angry that after both Brady and Chloe left, she went in the office, found Duke, started talking to him, and then took a pair of scissors. This kind of reminded me of some Fatal Attraction stuff because she took the scissors and chopped off the bear's head and was just smiling about it. And I'm like, so is this the Ava that everyone's telling you about? Like the one that you really need to sit there and watch out for? Because this is going to be interesting. And this woman is, don't get me wrong, I ain't mad at her how she feels. I'm surprised that it even took this long to get there because she already saw them kissing. And I thought that would have been it right then and there. I really did. Um, but I thought it was just a kiss, but it was more than that. So the kiss didn't really get to that point, but the sex did. Okay. Anyway, she chops off the. I thought she was just gonna like tear up the bed, tear up the bear a little bit, take some arms off. No, she went right for the head. Like, wow. Now Chloe and Brady are talking, and what I did actually like about this scene was that they both kind of admitted that they did wrong by Philip. Okay. Brady admitted that he knew, what he was doing as far as like he pretty much admitted to him, you know, taking away his happiness and kind of messing up their relationship. He did take ownership in that. And what pissed me off, because yeah, that was bad. All right. But Chloe admitted that she knew that it drove Philip crazy, knowing that they were in such proximity together between Chloe and Brady. She knew that. And she was just like, oh, I could just reassure him. Seriously? It's so crazy because in the beginning, when I saw Chloe, at first I was like, "Where you telling me that he got together with her? It was hot, and she can sing, bro. What are you doing?" But now I'm like, you know, maybe she wasn't all that. Maybe she wasn't she wasn't because my goodness, that woman. I started to slowly get pissed off at her throughout the course of watching it. Lucas and Brady. I mean, Lucas and Chad. My goodness. So Lucas goes in there, starts trying to, put dirt, plant, frame EJ. And Chad walks in, and Chad is like, what are you doing? And after a while, he's like, you know what? EJ was not just saying that somebody was trying to frame him. He said it was you. You know what? I believe him. I'm really believing him. I mean, you're right here. There's evidence just of because Lucas tried to set it up where he was like embezzling. He was taking money out the company, using it to pay the robbers and stuff like. I mean the kidnappers, specifically Jason and some other guy. And so he pretty much like had him dead to rights. And Lucas was like, you know what? EJ has been a thorn in both of our asses, and you get to run the company. I get to sit there and be with Sammy because he realized, Chad kind of put two and two together. He was like, yo, it makes so much sense. You frame him. You come in and rescue. Because at first Lucas was trying to lie, and it was like, bro, you're not really good at this whole lying thing. You're really not good at this whole lying thing. Even when he came in, he was like, "So what's the plan?" And Lucas was like, "I didn't have a plan." You're damn right you didn't have a plan. That is for sure. That's for damn sure you didn't have a plan. But somehow he convinces Chad that this is in his best interest. And I'm like, bro, listen, I get y'all two don't like each other, but this is more than just him being fired. This is him going to jail. Like, I know y'all don't like each other, but really? Now, granted, I did hear that EJ did something as far as with Abigail when she wasn't in her right state of mind. And people were sitting there alluding to the R words, I'm not going to say. He took advantage of her while she was not in her right mind. The thing is, I don't actually know the scene when he did that, and I don't know if he knew at the time that she was going through some sort of mental health issue. So I can't sit there and say he did it intentionally or not. But I'm just like, bro, your brother can go to jail. Okay, this is more than just losing the company or getting fired. You really want? Okay, he really wants to go through this. So after Sammy's not there trying, talking to EJ and asking him, "Yo, did you kidnap me?" He looks her in the eyes. He's like, "No," and she believes him. Then Chad walks in, and Chad has the proof. Like, "Yo, Sammy, you should take a look at this." Sammy looks at it, and Sammy is, she's pissed, she's heartbroken, she's a lot of things. So she lost Sammy. And he lost Sammy. And now he's behind, he can't even go to work until he gets his name cleared. But the day gets even worse. Shen comes over. And Shen pretty much is like, yeah, EJ, you're fired. Chad, you're gonna be heading up the company now. So I was like, damn. You just lost your girl, you just lost your side chick, and you just got fired. And your son doesn't really want much to do with you. Oof, bad day for EJ. Damn. So Gabby and Jake get together to try to. Well, the original plan was to have Gabby run Titan and um, Jake run, Demero. But Jake is like, yo, like your plan, I get your plan, but you know what? We're gonna go with my plan for right now because I think this is kind of a surefire way. Just trust me on it and back me. So meet up with Shem, and pretty much what it comes down to is Jake makes his move for Demero, for the Demero company, and tries to work a deal with Shen to be like, hey, listen, if AJ's out, I'm going to be next in line. So he tries to finagle his deals this way he can start to run Demera. I mean, the problem is he still has Chad to go. He still has to get through Chad, but he goes with his plan first. And Shanna's like, all right, just work out the paperwork. Give me the paperwork with your proposal, and I'll look it over. But I can't really make any moves on EJ until we have proof. So he leaves, and now Gabby's like, all right, I mean that's cool for you, but like what what about me? And I'm just not there thinking, bro, what the hell? I mean, the original plan was to go out to both, and then by the end of that conversation, you were steering your boat. You were steering to get what you wanted. But what about Gabby? I mean, hell, she was there fighting for you for quite a while, and you practically were just like, yeah, I mean, I get your plan. Your plan kind of sucks. But how about we go on mine, and we could just kind of circle back around to your plan. That's what it felt like. Um, So Gabby's there, meets up with Sammy, and Sammy is crying and stuff like that because the fake evidence pretty much. So, I was just gonna say it sucks, but to be honest, I don't really like Sammy. So like, here's what I will sit there and say because I remember somebody asking me or somebody sitting there saying that they don't like boring characters, that you like characters there to start a pot. And the way I look at it, like, okay, how I feel about Sammy is sort of the same way I feel about Gabby. I don't exactly like those characters, but they don't bore me. They don't bore me, and they don't make me like them enough to where it turns me off from watching the show. I think that's where the balance comes in from. So, like, even when I sit there and say, I don't like this person, I don't like that person, whatever, I may not like them, but they're entertaining me. And as long as they don't go to a point where it's like, all right, now you're getting to a point where I feel like I have to fast forward past your scenes, we're good. Mm. I feel like that's about it for the most part. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.